Hello, everybody. I'm CoinDesk reporter Lee Quinn, and welcome to Crypto Across Emerging Markets. My co-host is Emerge CEO Lucia Gallardo, joining us from Honduras.
Hey. Hi, everyone.
Hey, how are you?
So I'm really excited. We're going to be hitting a lot of different areas of the world today, and we're going to start out by talking to hip-hop artist Akon and Akon project co-founder John Karras.
Thanks, Lee.
Really exciting.
Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Yeah,
So,
how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Great. How's quarantine going?
Partying?
Awesome. So
Well, you can see it. I'm in a house full of people. You can hear the echoes.
Those are some legitimately amazing LED lights in the background. So
right?
I trust what you're saying.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, Akon, I want to start with what may be the most basic question. Why is it that you decided to create a cryptocurrency, Akon, rather than just start a company that uses Bitcoin?
Well, actually, because my biggest thing was to create tools for Africa to be able to utilize. My goal was always to empower entrepreneurs there, the younger kids. As you know, Africa is built on a population under 21 of over 70% of the population. So it was a young generation, very vibrant, and they needed platforms of their own. So ultimately, I wanted to create a coin that allowed them to be able to utilize it, in such a way to where they can utilize their talents, their resources, the official products, something to fuel their businesses. And we always was in a position where the dollar, the money, and the you could say financial instruments in Africa was always been very unstable. So when blockchain came on board, I felt like that was the perfect platform that would allow the citizens and the youth around that time to be able to have a financial instrument built around the blockchain system that gives them full transparency and also give them the tools they probably need to trade around the world.
Okay, so if you wanted to build an African native asset, where is the team located and who are the team that are building this ecosystem?
Team is global. They're everywhere.
Right.
US, Europe, Africa, Asia. We've got folks working 24 hours a day on different aspects of this, from tech to PR to integration, et cetera. But a lot of activity these days in the US, Asia, and Africa.
Gotcha. And John, I'm really curious to hear as well. I believe you guys are planning to distribute the token through an initial exchange offering. If the intention is to empower Africans, which is a very, very admirable goal, why was it that you guys decided to go with that route rather than, say, airdropping it like the Project Handshake did?
Well, there are going to be a number of ways that the token gets in the hands of the people. The
Right.
IEO is just about raising money for the company and growth and tech expansion. The first place that people will really get and be using the token is in a big utilization case in Kenya that will launch just slightly after the IEO. But we need to have liquidity, and we need to have an access point for people to go in and out of the token as it is utilized. So
Absolutely.
both things are happening simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Just a little can we jump into that bit? I'm curious about
Sure.
these ways in which you are going to make it really accessible, because that's essentially what we're talking about, right? Accessibility of the technology itself. And we're talking about, parts of the world where between 70 to 80% are either without a phone or with a feature phone, not a smartphone. And so what are some of the strategies around access and education that you've got planned for rolling this out?
So we start with a big utilization case in Kenya, in Mwale Medical and Technology City. That utilization case will be able to be used on $15 flip phones, not smartphones, for the basic digital payment solution. We've gotten huge excitement about the initial launch of that. We thought we'd start with a couple thousand people. We've already had well more than that sign up, and we're still about 6 weeks away from that initial launch. And we'll learn a lot from that first thing. And then we've got a number of other utilization cases that we're starting with. But there will be bounties and airdrops and other things. But the initial way that people on the ground will be using it as a digital payment solution, a way to help bank the unbanked. As we've talked about at a lot of different events lately, our core concept is that we're supercharging prepaid cell minutes through a proprietary atomic swap mechanism. Users can go freely between a prepaid cell minute, a basket of fiat currencies, a number of cryptocurrencies, so that it allows them to take something they're using as a transaction tool and have way more features with that. And that will, again, first be used with thousands and thousands of users in Western Kenya, starting in about 6 weeks' time or so.
Right. And just so you know, like the population of Africa, everyone practically has a phone. They may not all be smartphones, but I know there's over 500 million smartphones circling all throughout Africa. And most people that have a smartphone always back it up with a dumb phone. So ultimately, we know that from the distribution aspect of getting directly to the consumer will definitely be through the cell phones and mobile transactions. And now, even today, it's become a norm for Africans to be able to utilize their cell phones to make basic payments, purchase certain things. And it's gotten to the point where actually cell phone credits have become a form of payment. So this is the reason why we created the atomic swap, because the average person or villager, for instance, will go to an actual market to get fish or vegetables, but instead of actually paying fiat currency, they're trading cell phone credits. And this is just how unstable the dollars was over in that area. So we wanted to create that atomic swap to allow them to be able to transfer their basic credits into actual Acorns and utilize that as real currency and trade it on a day-to-day basis.
Totally. I think feature phones are the way to go for sure.
Right. And just so you know, there will be some custom phones in various levels that have Acorns wallet loaded into them, from, again, simple $15 flip phones to smarter phones, a lot of them locally built. That's some of the next wave of things that are coming.
Gotcha. Akon, I know that Senegal is a place that's very close to your heart. It's where your family is from, that you've spent some time there as well. I understand correctly, it was the president or the prime minister of Senegal who literally gave you a plot of land with which to establish a city. I'm curious to hear from you how it was you went about seeking partnerships, whether that's with the government or whether that's with local nonprofits or investors or organizations. Who are you partnering with on the ground when it comes to implementing the strategy?
Okay, so I actually had to buy the land. It wasn't given. I wish it was given.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
That is a misnomer.
What I can say is that the government is giving me full support as to helping me build infrastructure on the land, the basic roads and, the connecting points with, plumbing and electricity and things of that nature. So they are fully involved in what we're doing, and they understand how much, tourism and how much impact this city will be bringing to the country. So they're giving me 100,000% support on everything that we need as far as licensing and, pretty much getting things moving as far as implementation. So everything is actually all flowing together. But I think when all the parts come together, it's going to definitely be in a whole whole nother level, because we're grabbing partnerships from all over the world. And we really want to make sure that the African Americans and others that really wanted to invest in Africa, there's an actual lane and an actual, access point to be able to invest. And I know a lot of foreigners want to invest in Africa, but they're not really familiar or fear in how their investments will be handled and so on and so forth. So we wanted to make sure that our system would be very easy to be able to merge within the systems that they're used to, whether you're in America or in Europe, and be able to, quantify what they're putting in and how they're going to be able to get that out.
Gotcha. And you're using the Stellar blockchain, right, as the kind of technology. What was it that attracted you guys to Stellar as the solution? Oh my goodness,
I can say so much about Stellar. I mean, they've been I can say a dream come true for me, because we kind of looking through the same lenses when it comes to Africa. They were already trying to market within Africa. They already had platforms and systems working within the continent itself. So a lot of the things that we were building or trying to get to the point to build, they had already figured out. And then a lot of the great ideas that we were actually coming on board, they were able to help, build the systems to actually make it all work. So, we kind of saw eye to eye as far as what it would take for Africa and a lot of underdeveloped countries to be able to properly manifest through this new futuristic development. So they were kind of on the same page as we were.
And the speed of transactions, a lot of the technology that Jed's built into it, and the support and teamwork of his entire, C-suite staff, from tech to marketing to design. They've been dream partners for us. We love them.
Absolutely.
John, Akon, one line on, what you think about where Akon's headed, and its feasibility.
Oh man, where I think it's headed, I want it to eventually be the main financial tool that, citizens of Africa can utilize from a trusting point. Understand that this is a tool that they can trust, and it can be used anywhere they go in the world. It will collaborate with any other financial systems to be able to utilize for everything they need to do on a day-to-day basis and feel confident about it.
And I would just put it as frictionless mass utilization that overlays existing systems and help to enhance the opportunities offered to all folks everywhere, but focusing in on Africa first.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, both of you guys, for joining us today.
Thank you. Absolutely.
And thanks, Lee.
Thank you so much.
Next, we're going to be talking a little bit about Bitcoin, right?